Hello there everyone and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Imperial Destroyer mod. So, we have opened up, crossed the river, and we've also captured the castle over here. Now we need to push forward, we need to push towards this large settlement right here, capture that, and we are on a good way, a good route to destroy the Mughals' hold over India, and will be in complete control of the subcontinent. However, there's still quite a few troops here in the area. Now, as you can see, the Mughals have actually started moving troops over here to kind of fill in the gap that the major lost. How many men? 9,000 or so men were lost here. So they're definitely trying to plug the gap there by sending troops over, but that has kind of, you know, depopulated or sent troops away from this, which should make it easier for me to advance on the town. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the Indian army here, or the Mughal army here, will intercept me or not, but my idea is to move directly towards the town. And I do get in fact intercepted by them. It's 1,200 men to start off with, and then they get reinforced by an army of 3,600 men, which means that, I mean, we come up to about the same numbers in this battle. Shouldn't be too hard, but I mean, I keep saying Indians, but it is the Mughals, of course, that are controlling, and not really Indians controlling. Although I guess the Mughals are kind of Indian, I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and fight this battle. I think this should go rather quick, and since that will surely, I imagine, these 3,000 men are part of this stack right here, means that all that will be gone, and I should be able to then cross in and take this town pretty easily and actually start a replenishment of this army, which is very much needed. So, I mean, the battle here, although I am sure to win it, I'd say, because there's equal numbers, the key thing is that I cannot lose too many men. I would say if I lose over 1,000 men, it's kind of a failure. But with that said, let's draw into battle and defeat the Mughal army. Here's my plan for this battle. Looking at the terrain, we obviously start off on a high ground, but what I want to do is I want to move my positions forward, because most of the enemy army is going to come in as a reinforcement. So we have a nice house, and I want to take it just because I want to put a unit inside, and it's going to look kind of cool in the battle. It's going to look sort of chaotic, having troops in shooting out of a house while fighting going on around it. But I also want it to act as a kind of strong point, and hopefully the AI kind of focuses on that, and I will build all my defenses around that. So I've kind of... It's snowing? Huh. That's odd. I was like, what the hell is going on? It is snow. So we're gonna have 3 brigades, kinda. We're on the side, 4 units, backed up by a smaller unit that will, just in case cavalry charges straight in, and then plus a cavalry unit. So I will shoot the enemy cavalry once if they get through one of these 4. In the center we've got 2 regiments with 1 smaller, and then on this side we've got 4 with 1 smaller and cavalry. So these guys will take the high ground on that side. This brigade will take this high ground kind of around this bunch of trees right here, and the smallest brigade will go to capture this, and they will be hopefully supported by the artillery. With that said, let's go ahead and start. So we do... The Mughals start off with 3 units, where which 2 is over here with 1 over there. So it's the 1st brigade that will run into them first. Let's start to set up against that fight. Getting our troops going. The most important thing is to get the howitzers going, so we get them in a good place to be able to support the other groups. And I want to take this high ground on over here as soon as possible. Reserve units should not be on fired well because I don't want them to shoot into the back of my the rest of my army. On the forward units. And let's move quickly for now. Start setting up over here. So 1st Brigade coming up. Oh, now it turned to rain. Yeah, that's more fitting given that we're in India. I don't know. I mean, certain areas of India certainly get snow, but not where I think we are right now. I'm not sure. Let's move closer here. Have to shoot these guys down. So it's a melee unit and pikemen and then Hindu musketeers. We got cavalry coming in now. It's reinforcement. It is... ooh, nasty. They're gonna charge straight at us, aren't they? Not unless I send in my cavalry to block their advance first. Pikemen going very close to this house. So the 2 big units should be kind of on either side of the house, with the smaller unit actually going inside. I want to see if I can get my brigades into position before we start. Oh, they're kind of backing off here. See if we can close up. Obviously, as I said before, one of the main points here is going to be trying to conserve troops, but at the same time that would be a very boring battle because then I would do some like really boring defensive setup that wouldn't lead to a cool battle, would it? With those in place, I can move this further forward. Oh. We'll charge. This unit will aid in shoot down. We're gonna need extra troops up here. Pindar, I think, is Dragoon. So not too worried about them. Oof. The pikemen actually did go straight into that. That's not good. And my howitzers have cleared the woods. We have troops in the house. Turn around. Pikemen aren't doing so well, actually. And the cavalry is trying to get inside the house. Let's see if I can't. This one's ready, so I'll deploy that one. My cavalry is now facing both infantry and cavalry. We're gonna have to turn the troops here. Okay, you're gonna have to, unfortunately, you're gonna have to hold that fight for quite a bit until reinforcements are able to come. I'm gonna need my artillery to get into play here as soon as possible. Okay, so right now, yeah, they have kind of... The cavalry is holding these 2 units in place. Okay, howitzers set up. 2nd Brigade isn't actually doing anything right now. I want to get even close. I want to get even further here. That infantry unit is looking rather nasty. Okay, the cavalry unit was dispersed. Ooh, cavalry suffered heavy casualties through that, but they held off. This one isn't actually doing anything to fire at these, so he should turn the other way around. And it'll be these 2 to fire at them, kind of break them down. Here comes cavalry. and all kinds of nastiness. I'm gonna have to bring in troops from this brigade, because they're not really doing anything. 2 units will go directly here, and the other 2 will kind of come down here. So that hill up there isn't doing anything for me. Pull slightly back so you can fire into this. Looks like their charge here failed. Their charge here failed. Okay, now we can actually go up and claim this high ground. And the smaller unit can actually act as reserve. Tiny cavalry unit. The 2 entangled here. What I could do is I can actually send in my general to try and deal with this. Get this unit kind of here. Cavalry is doing a number of my troops moving into position on this side. So we'll do something like that on this side. Should be okay with this in reserve. Now we actually have quite a bit of enemy troops coming this way. And the fight here is kind of done. Oh shit, he's pushing through. I was hoping he'd follow this regiment in to the line of fire of the rest. This one is going to replace that one. Maybe not charge come stuck right into the fighting. You will turn and fire on the enemy coming up behind us. And if you hold there, you'll be able to fire upon them. Ooh, we're bombarding our own troops over there. Hold your fire. Face the horsemen over here instead. Okay, so smaller regiments firing down on these. And quite the mess going on over here, where we're not able really to lay enough fire onto that. I'm gonna get my cavalry over there, see if I can stop it. We've got elephants coming in, and this should be a little bit more like a half circle like that on the smaller regiment over here, and then you can move to this location. Cavalry should now charge in. Let's get, I think that is a good position with these here. And then eventually what I'll want to do is I get these troops here. You into that house. Cavalry is now dealing with the enemy cavalry and the smaller unit here. Let's see, I can move them out. Set them over there. So the target was to not lose 1,000 men. I think I might have exceeded that already. It's not too bad yet, but we have 200 men lost in this unit. And then we have... is there another unit that's lost many men? This one's lost 100, roughly. I think, well... not 1,000 men. I probably haven't lost 1,000 men yet, actually. But I have probably lost. Let's see if we can't get the howitzers even closer. What is left of these stupid Mughals? The thing is, general units are really good. And I might be able to charge this in just to break them. If we get the howitzers even closer. Those elephants are looking nasty. And they're currently barreling down right towards this regiment. However, I think, well, they're tired and they're already suffered heavy casualties. We'll hold and we'll drive death into the enemy regiment rather than pull back and risk the unit running completely, just getting completely annihilated. There we go. veteran regiment, the 19th Regiment of Foot, is able to hold their nerve even with an elephant charging into their ranks. And they were able to drive death into the enemy regiment, enemy unit, rather than... There's 18 left. That regiment is holding like nothing else. I was hoping this would be kind of the midpoint of my army. Looking at this, I kind of need to extend the lines over here. Finally, that unit was broken down. Cavalry into reserve. This tiny unit can go into the little village. General over here. Yeah, for now you'll stay behind the houses. I think it'll be fine like that. Tiger Guard. Given how they're moving, the thing is, if I move up here, the flank of that will be so exposed by the fact that the enemy is coming from that angle. So I don't want to move that far. There's a very big risk of us getting completely overrun by that. Good fire being put down here on Tiger Guards. Lost half manpower, which is good. Let's get the howitzers set up. And I think we should have pretty good setup. Get some fire out of this house anyways. I was hoping it... I've always envisioned of managing to get a battle where I get my own kind of Waterloo setup, where I can have these strong points, like these houses, these farmhouses or whatever, situated in front of my line. The enemy have to focus on that while they're receiving fire from cannons and so on, and from a line behind there while they try to desperately go in, or if they just pass through and then receiving fire from the house. I guess what I could do is I could pull back slightly to kind of get that dream going for me a little bit. To have the troops drawn back a bit. You can cover this little bit. Okay, I don't know why the howitzers are focusing over there when we got Tiger Guard right here. Which has managed to come really close here. Before we are able to... Ooh, what a nasty shots going in. What nasty shots. Look at that. The Tiger Guard regiment absolutely destroyed. Concentrated fire from at least 4 regiments. Plus an additional 4 howitzers. Well, it's not 4 howitzers, it's 4 batteries of howitzers. Which gives us what? 16 guns, 16 explosive shells being fired, constantly breaking up formation as they're moving in to fight my troops. Got fire coming out. Oh, they're firing on the house now. They're pushing in with their own artillery fire. Oh, as they kind of are forced to move into thicker lines. Get absolutely shredded by this. Oh, we do actually have a bit of fight here. Hindu musketeers firing up the flank of this regiment. which doesn't have an optimal angle on that enemy regiment. Oh, they've set up behind the walls back over here. It's kind of a fallback point for their army. Currently this is working perfectly. It's not my Waterloo dream, but it's still going really well. This is like a Mughal Gettysburg, Pickett's Charge. Although these guys are don't have any bayonets on. And yeah. Well, not the only similarities with Pickett's Charge is that everyone who's charging is dying. Sir, where is your Tiger Guard? My Tiger Guard is dead. Any of these, I don't know, these Tiger regiments have not been able to return fire on the defenders at all. They've just marched into death. This regiment right here kind of looks like they were able to stand for a little bit. So not super exciting battle. But still, okay. These guys is corner camping. Interesting strategy by the enemy. I think we can safely say that the battle is won now. So let's see if we can. Maybe we can get another battle going. Maybe we can push forward to. I don't think I had movement points to actually start to get all the way to town to start the siege. But we'll definitely get we'll get a good way on to getting there. I don't know what I was going to say there. What I was trying to get at. So they're holding this and they're holding that over there. A big problem we've been having is just that the Indian cavalry is so much stronger than mine. And the thing is, of course, I can get my own heavy cavalry, but they are so much slower than the Indians. And they don't seem to have done that well when I've used them. We've got a Tiger Guard trying to bypass. But anyways, the battle is definitely done for now. So let's just go back to the campaign map and see where we can go next. And here's the result of that battle. So we overshot my target with 227 men, losing 1,200 men. Still leaves 3,700 in my army. And given that we cut down the enemy's army, which was almost 5,000 men, down to 500, it's still a pretty good result. And given that I still have my batteries of howitzers, we could do just mincemeat or whatever defends the castle, but still I would have liked to hit that target of losing less than 1,000 men. So the enemy is pushed away and I can continue on towards the town. And it looks like it's going to spawn a very little garrison. So I don't have to worry much there. I can actually... Can I sabotage the gates? I can sabotage a few houses if I want. But there's no point in having my spy here. My spy should actually move on. Take a look at what's going on all the way out here. It's a little bit of a garrison, but not a lot. I wonder what's happening. Is the Mughal Empire at war with anyone else? Anyone that we might be... Okay, so it's only me in Great Britain. So not really that interesting. 95% chance, that's good. Do I have any more spies anywhere? I have a spy here. hopefully this army will be replenished pretty darn soon, and that should be able to move up. Did I recruit reinforcements for this? Yes, quite a bit coming out of here. And I'm recruiting reinforcements for this army as well. But I imagine that town is taken once my reinforcements arrive. The battle took a lot longer than I thought. I think yeah. We still have... I don't think I can fit another battle, but we can take a look at what the enemy does. And the interesting thing would be that Spanish Navy. So it's over here right now. So I'm wondering if it's going to this here, or if it's going to one of the islands. Currently it seems to have done a straight line towards here. It could be going to India. I mean, that's kind of far-fetched, but who knows? My native force should go after this guy. I don't know, they had a bigger force here. Now it's only a cavalry unit. I wonder if the cavalry unit is the one just raiding, and then they've got that army hidden here and they're ready to ambush. For some reason I haven't been able to push in here because, I mean, as soon as I do, my army just immediately starts getting completely cut in half. So I don't think we're gonna invade Texas unless I guess they're all unvaccinated in Texas, and that's why that's why the army is suffering so badly from disease as soon as we we just cross the border over into Texas. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get there unless we land an army and cross that way. I think, though, we'll be able to do one end turn in this episode, and we can kind of see how it lines up with the rest here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and do just that. Not what I was expecting, not at all. I had actually been able to cultivate quite good relations with Portugal. Well, not super good, but still. They're trying to regain former glory. They lost all the colonies they had. There's war with England. I don't know. I don't need to bring Hanover in because they're still at war with Great Britain, so that'll be fine. Don't think any of their allies will join either. And no. Normally, no allies are ever join anyone when they declare war on me. So that's just fine by me. Ooh, the Mughal feel themselves beaten. They are asking for white peace, but no. The only white peace I will have is when they are gone. What do we have here? Ah, yes! I completely forgot. Finally! Abolishment of slavery. Not that I care much about that, but it will, you know, it will give me those extra points of happiness across the board, which will give me so much more room to maneuver. Certain areas, of course, still very unhappy, but we can see other areas. Oh, this still super happy. Super unhappy, I should say. Wait, you're unhappy as well? It's that Pontiac Rebellion. Crap. Successful saboteur. Crap. Oh, we have a number of people dying. 2 public servants dying. Loads of troops being recruited. Who is it? Is it... Ah, it's... ministers. Fleet arrives. Nice. Let's see, where did the Spanish fleet go? Oh, they have landed on Trinidad, Tobago. That is where the fleet is heading then. Building built on Santo Domingo. Trains gained. Expansion. Mood of the peasants. Mood of the nobles. Pencil marks erased. And religion and culture. Oh, no. Important messages whatsoever. Huh, interesting. That's good, but also bad. As I recall, the Spanish force had high concentration of cavalry. Quite a bit of cannon. I think the garrison might be able to hold out. There's 2 extra units. That's 5 units in castle. And most of the enemy is cavalry. And if I set in the cavalry spikes everywhere, they should be able to take out most of that. So that's good. And then if we go to India, we can see that now they're drawing back all the troops kind of from this side. One more turn and this army should be ready to move. They've garrisoned this a bit more. And this army was stationed here before. It's now moving here. And what I should do is I should move out. Let's move out the cavalry. I'm not gonna need the cavalry. I'm gonna add the howitzers and I'm gonna lay the siege. Not much to look at, so I think I'll do this in between episodes. Absolute destruction. And even though we had to fight our way through 2 battles to get here, we still have enough to actually conduct the siege, and we should be successful. And reinforcements are marching. March, damn you. Right, but this episode is long enough as it is, so it's high time to end. Weren't they? Yeah, sepoys are coming later. I recruited grenadiers here in the area as well. Ah, it's to defend this area. I definitely need something here as well, given that this area became super unhappy again. And just before we go, let's see what ministers died. They weren't replaced with super bad people anyways. So that's okay. The ministry looks fine. So everything looks to be shaping up pretty nicely. Pretty sure I'll be able to fend off the Spanish attack. Portugal declaring war on me is no. I mean, then nothing's gonna happen there. Unless they go ahead and attack my main ports. Spanish force, yeah, that's going to be crushed, and it looks like the Mughal Empire is singing on its last tune. But with all of that said, it's high time to end this episode, so I say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.